What is up, everybody? This is Phil, the Kaiju King, from my collection room here in my house in Greater Cincinnati. And today I want to do a focus on a special custom piece I have in my collection. And that would be the Imposter Godzilla 1974 fake Godzilla, aka Mecha Godzilla, 30 centimeter sculpt. I got it from Mark Seng, and it's a really nicely done figure for sure. Let's bring him forward right now, and we'll take a good look at him. All right, everybody, here he be, the Imposter Godzilla / fake Godzilla 1974 from the epic Godzilla movie, Godzilla vs. Mecha Godzilla. It's an amazing sculpt. As far as when I first seen the film, it was really confusing as a little kid, because when this movie came out I was only 3, so I seen it when I was probably 4 or 5, so late 70s I'm guessing is when I first seen it. And when you're a little kid like that, you're like, what is going on here? Because you first see him beat up Anguirus, and that just didn't make no sense at all. It was like, what in the world's going on? And because at that point, him and Anguirus are best of friends, and it was just really confusing to a little kid. And then later on, you find out he's attacking Japan and destroying the refinery area and causing havoc, and you're like, why is Godzilla doing this? But then all of a sudden there's 2 Godzillas right before you know it, and then it comes to be that one of them is not Godzilla. It is, of course, an imposter or a fake. I like to call it the Imposter Godzilla. And it was really awesome, that whole scene when they're face to face and they're like, 2 Godzillas, what could this mean? And it's just amazing. And then it comes out to be that the real Godzilla attacks the imposter and beats on him a couple times and exposes these metal areas from the skin, revealing that this is not Godzilla. This is just an imposter posing as Godzilla to try to fool the Earth and everything. So it was really epic, the whole scene. And then of course it went on to the reveal, and it fully became Mecha Godzilla after that. There was no more imposter, but the whole imposter beginning of the movie, I thought the whole movie was really good. It's really one of my top favorite Showa movies for real, because Mecha Godzilla is a true badass in the movie, and he almost handily takes on and defeats Godzilla and King Caesar. It's a 2-on-1, and he almost wins anyway. So it's a really epic movie. And I love the scene when this all went down and you figure it out. And then later on, when you get older and you notice things better, you notice that there's something funny about this Godzilla as far as his face and stuff. Especially at the refinery scene when he becomes exposed, you can see it. His face isn't the same, and Mark really captured the face of the fake Godzilla on this sculpt. In my opinion, he really captured it well. It's nicely done, and I'm glad I ordered this from him. I approached him about it. Can you do a Imposter Godzilla or the fake Godzilla from 1974? And he said, yeah, sure, I can give it a try. And then I even have some pieces that I'll tell you about here in a bit that go with it, but I just leave them off. So as far as the sculpt goes, the tail pretty much goes down level and goes pretty much straight back. It curves slightly off to his right, but it's pretty much straight back tail. So it does stick back a little, but not too bad. It's about the size of a 30 centimeter figure. So it works well with those. It's got the nice little spikes on his tail that run down. Nice silver paint on there. Then gets a little bigger spikes as you get ready to go up to the back. There's silver as well. And then his plates on his back are nicely done with all silver on the outer parts. The little outer rows are got some dark blackish texturing, and then the silver on the outer part. But the big plates in the middle are nice and silver on the outer part, and then the nice black texturing on the inside. Just very nicely done, like in the movie. As far as his toenails and fingernails, they're all a very dull, darkish gray to a brown, light brownish gray, darkish color. Same with his fingernails, they're same manner. Pretty nicely done. He's got nice form on his legs. On his midsection, of course, we've got the very nicely sculpted tree bark skin that Mark did. He did a nice job on this with the skin textures and everything, and the coloring, the charcoal gray for the skin color. It's really nicely done. All the tree bark skin envelops the whole figure on the tail, on the legs, on the arm, on his body, on the head. Everything's nicely done. As far as we go up here to his chest area, we have the exposed metal spots, which are pretty, I think, in my opinion, very accurate to the movie. In the scene when Godzilla hits him and exposes him here on his upper left chest, and then here on his lower shoulder slash upper arm area on his right arm. These are really accurate to the movie as to where he had the exposed metal and when he was being revealed. There are pieces that Mark made that fit into these two areas of skin, but I've got them upstairs in a drawer in my diorama room, and I prefer it with them off because it just makes it look and stand out more and makes it more unique. So I just leave those pieces off. They do go in there, and if you press them in, they'll stay on there. But I prefer them off. But if you look in these two exposed areas, you can see the Mechagodzilla, the bolt patterns and stuff, and the metal and the lining and stuff. It's really cool. He put some pretty neat detail in there on it. It's really neat. As far as his head, his eyes are the white with the black pupils. They're pretty nicely done. Of course, the fake Imposter Godzilla had the really wide nostril and a really wide jaws, and the more of a squarish type jaw and mouth area, which was really different. And he has a really flat, wide nose compared to the actual '74 Godzilla suit. And you can see that in this face of this thing. Right now, I will post a picture from the movie. I played the movie and paused the film, and I took a picture of my screen. This is the picture of the fake Godzilla in the movie, and then this is the picture of this Mark Seng sculpt of the Imposter Godzilla, and I think they look really pretty accurately together there. I think he did a really good job on this thing. But like I said, the nose is very wide and broad, like on the suit for the Imposter Godzilla. The mouth, the jaws are wider and more square looking to me, which is signifies the Imposter Godzilla suit. It's a really nicely done figure. Teeth are all individually sculpted, nice details there. So it's really all awesome piece that I had added to my collection as far as my customs. I've said this before, but with my customs, I always go for certain parts of the movie or something unique in the movie that's unique to the movie. So like when you see this, my collection, and you're a Godzilla fan, you automatically know what this is. This is the fake Godzilla 1974 or Imposter Godzilla. But it is a nicely done piece, and a lot of my pieces in my collection I've gotten from him there's 44 I think now, 43 or 44. They're all unique to movie scenes from the movies and the films over the years, and not a great majority of them are specific to scenes. And then I have 35 roughly 35 more on commission now. That a lot of them are, some of them are specific to scenes in the movies as well. So, and they're all going to be pretty awesome once I have them all. Be a very broad collection of customs once I do have them all. Be really nice to showcase my collection for sure. So, go on to some X Plus size comparisons against this guy, and you'll be able to see some better sizing with him. And we'll go ahead and do the first size comparison right now. All right, everybody, I'm back. I've brought forth the Yuji Sakai Godzilla 1954 30 centimeter. This is the Rick. It's the light up translucent dorsal plates. This is, you can see the Sakais are known for being smaller, so it is smaller in height wise and bulk wise, really, of the Imposter Godzilla Sculpt. But they're pretty nicely sized up, though. This is my favorite Sakai, or 54 is the Sakai 54. It's my favorite rendition of the 54 in my collection. But those look really cool together. All right, let's go on to another size comparison. We'll do that right away. All right, everybody, I'm back, and now I have the X Plus Gamera 1967 30 centimeter figure. I got this in 2017 at G-Fest, one of my G-Fest pickups that year. I got 3 X Plus figures that year. I got this one, I got the Gigantic 62, and I got the Godzilla 2003. Those were my 3 X Plus pickups at that G-Fest, and I was really playing catch up at that point with what I wanted in the collection, and I went there and spent a lot of time in the dealer's room, and I picked up some other stuff, but these were the 3 main ones that I obtained at G-Fest. But this really nice Gamera. I'm glad I got this because don't have enough Gamera in our X Plus collection, in my opinion, especially 30 centimeter. And the ones that are out there, they're so hard and rare to find. It's just wish they would re-release some of them, especially the Heisei Gameras. It would be really cool to have those. But these look really cool together, in my opinion. About the same height-wise, really close anyway. All right, let's go on to yet another size comparison right away. All right, everybody, I brought forth Mechagodzilla 2, which is Mechagodzilla 1975. This is the 30 centimeter X Plus. Trying to bring up some X Plus figures that some collectors might have to really show the scale of this Imposter Godzilla. That's why I bring forth some hopefully common figures that people might hopefully have in their collection. The next couple size comparisons should be pretty common figures, though. I know some of these Mechagodzilla and the Gamera is probably harder to find as far as collection wise, especially the Gamera. All right, let's go on to another size comparison right away. All right, everybody, I brought forth the original release X Plus Godzilla 1989 Bio Goji, you could call him. This is one of the bigger X Plus figures, especially in the early release. I think it's a pretty tall guy, really. But it's a nicely done figure. I always did like this figure. I know some people have gotten rid of it and gotten like the Sakais and those, but I have an affinity for this because this is one of the earlier figures I added to my collection, and it's like the original 92 Godzilla 30 centimeter. That was actually first X Plus figure I ever bought. That and Anguirus 30 centimeter. those two were actually the first two I purchased. I purchased them at the same time, so they were the first two X Plus figures in my collection. And then I know this 89 was pretty early too, probably the first 10 I ever bought, so I've had it for a good while. But these here look pretty cool together, I must say. Alright, we'll do one more size comparison real quickly, and we'll come up to the modern age of Godzilla. We'll do that right now. Alright everybody, here we have the X Plus 30 centimeter Godzilla 2014, the legendary Goji. Hopefully we get a 30 centimeter. I would love to see personally a 30 centimeter Fire Godzilla from the new film King of the Monsters, with the hyper nuclear reaction when he's all red and flamed up. That's the 30 centimeter figure I want, with a closed mouth. That would be really awesome, I think. But these two look really cool together. Alrighty, I'll go on to some quick closing thoughts on this sculpt, and we'll move on from there, and we'll do that right now. Alright everybody, I'm back with my custom Imposter Godzilla 1974 30 centimeter figure. I just got done with all my size comparisons. This is a really cool and nicely done sculpt. I look at it and it automatically takes me right to the Imposter Godzilla. Even if I had the skin pieces in and you couldn't see the exposed metal, just the face takes you right to the Imposter Godzilla. So that's a very good thing in my opinion. Mark did a good job on this. I do know Leslie Chambers has a kit, I think Burley Vang made, of the Imposter Godzilla. And it's when he's got his hands down and his head's down, and he's getting ready to transform into Mecha Godzilla. And that one is really an actually cool looking kit too. And I believe Mark put that together for Leslie and painted it and everything for him, and Mark did a really good job on that. But that thing is really cool looking too. When Leslie did a video on that, I was impressed by that. And I think Leslie mentioned this one in his video that Mark had done this one for me. So, and this is a really good sculpt, and that kit by Burley is a very good kit too. So I highly recommend that, or contacting Mark if you want an Imposter Godzilla. I'm hoping X Plus would do something like this, and I would just love the Rick to be the exposed skin pieces. I mean, that would be cool. They would be removable. Maybe have them magnetized or something somehow, and they just stick on there, and you can take them off and on. That would be really cool if X Plus did this, but hopefully they do down the road, because it's a really unique part of Godzilla history, the Imposter Godzilla. I think it's a really awesome scene, and when he gets exposed and revealed, the whole scene and everything, the fight at the refinery area, and it's just really, really, really nicely done, and an epic, and it's a memorable scene from that movie for sure. But if you ever would like to have something like this, I would contact Mark, or even maybe contact Burley and see if he has any more of those kits available, because that kit is awesome. If you go to Leslie's channel, he does have a video on that Imposter Godzilla kit, and it's really impressive looking. And hopefully X Plus would do something like that for everyone down the line, so everyone can have something in their collection. Because if they did it, I would buy it. Even though I have this, I would still buy it. It would just be awesome to have. So I'll go ahead and bring the camera forth for a close-up of this guy. I want to thank everyone for their time and watching and everything. And this is Phil the Kaiju King. I'll sign off now from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati, and I hope you all have a very wonderful day.